Hey guys, I want to take just another moment and talk to all my worship leaders again, and we're going to just jump real quickly in what I want to share with you all today. And I want you to ask yourself, have you ever tried to give somebody directions? Some of you guys may be good at that. If you're like me, I'm not exactly great at giving directions. If somebody comes to me and says, can you get me from point A to point B? I can't give them road numbers or anything. I'm one of those people. It's like, go to the tree, turn left, and there'll be a dog sitting there. I'm one of those people. I have to admit it. I'm not always great at giving directions. I could probably take somebody there, but I'm not very good at pointing somebody in the right way. It's nearly impossible to give somebody directions to some place that you've never personally been before. You have to have been there a couple times before you can give accurate direction. Even if you've just been in a place one or two times, it can be hard trying to tell somebody how to get there. And just something I want us to keep in mind this week is our students are relying on us to take them into the presence of God. And if we are not personally going there on a regular basis, on a daily basis, how can we be trusted to take other people there? If we are not getting familiar with God's presence and understanding how that we get there and the process of getting our heart right and our mind in the right place, how can we be trusted to take other people into the presence of God? You see, there are parents that are trusting us to get their students into the presence of God, where their life can be changed. And if we are going to be great at what we do, we have to have a greater understanding of where we are going and be sure that we ourselves are going to the very place that we are wanting other students to go. Something that I said last week is that worship leaders are lead worshipers. And that's so true. Worship leaders are lead worshipers. That means that our worship can't be just something that is solely on the stage, but it has to be something that's coming from our heart. And for us to lead others effectively in worship, we have to have a greater understanding of the presence of God ourselves. And if we are not personally going to God's presence, how in the world are we going to be able to teach others how to get into God's presence? And going back to last week, we can't just be song leaders. If we're going to be worship leaders, we have to have an understanding of where we are going. And the only way that we can know where we are going is if we are personally spending our own worship time with the Lord. And it's in that moment that we learn how to get into God's presence, and then we can say, hey, follow me. I understand. I know where I'm going. I know where God wants to take us, and it's in that moment that we can get there. So I want to challenge you guys this week. Spend some time in God's presence yourself personally. Don't wait for Wednesday night service or next Sunday morning, but spend some time this week. Spend some time today, just you and God, worshiping God. If you turn on some music, or even if you're just in a quiet place, I encourage you to worship God and spend some time getting alone with Him, and ask God where He wants to take you today. Not where He wants to take us next worship service or the next time we get in the corporate setting. But ask God where He wants to take you. Ask Him what He has for you today. And then after that, ask Him where He wants to take our students. Ask Him where He wants us to go, and ask Him where He wants us to lead our students to. And understand that, if He has something for our students, He wants it for us first. He has to do that work in us first. So allow God to reveal Himself to you privately, and then He will do incredibly things in and through you publicly and corporately. So my challenge to you guys this week is understand we have to get in God's presence for ourselves. If we're going to be worship leaders, we have to be the lead worshipers. And for us to be able to tell people where to go and how to get in God's presence, it has to be something that we are doing on a regular basis. Thank you guys for watching. I love you. I'm praying for you this week. You guys are awesome. Thanks for all you do.